Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Aries, is the Knight of Cups, and it further says blast from the past. So this could be some people from the past that you've known either in, your younger days, or maybe somebody that you worked with, went to college with. This could be anybody, somebody you lived, who was your neighbor, or who was your school or college mate, or your work, you worked together. So this could be somebody who is maybe just coming back, or you're meeting them. But I feel it's going to be a welcoming meet or a welcoming encounter. It's like a positive encounter. Nine of Cups is water elements. They could be having a major water placement. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio doesn't have to be. Somebody who's open-hearted, somebody who's very warm and kind. I also feel that if it's not about, you running into someone or just meeting someone, this could be hearing from someone. Maybe you get a text message, a call from someone that you knew before. But in general, this is a very, positive, happy-go-lucky, charming energy. And I feel that if this was somebody that you kind of like disconnected because of, not so pleasant experiences, then I feel that with this current energy, when you meet this person or when you hear from this person or when you talk to this person, I feel that you will be able to kind of, forget any lingering thoughts if they were negative of the past. Any negative lingering thoughts, you will be able to, release those, especially after the communication. So a well-mannered person, well-behaved person, very chivalrous, very kind-hearted. And I feel that now if this is not a person, this could be any situation. This could be a situation at work. This could be a situation at home. A very warm-hearted, could be even with your friends, family, neighborhood, whatever this is. If this is a situation which is like, maybe you're out with a group of friends and you're feeling warm and nice and the people are nice and kind with the people that you hang out with. Because the Knight of Cups is an energy that you want to spend time with, you want to connect with and stay connected with. So, maybe you start kind of considering that, yeah, these are my people, or this is my person, or I could just, spend more time or get to know them better, take things forward a little bit. So some of you might feel that way as well. But you don't have to go off. You don't have to talk. If this was, a situation, a person, from work or from your past that caused some kind of, a fallout due to negative reasons, and you still carry negative sentiments, maybe some of you might even, kind of take a, tour back in the past to ask your questions like, do you really want to communicate? And what were the reasons of fallout? What exactly happened? And what is it that you would expect if you choose to, communicate or and things like that. So you might want to kind of prep yourself a little bit along those lines, because this is not like a, Nine of Cups is like a very warm-hearted, not a kind of, not pay attention or don't ignore the situation or person, It's like, maybe if you just like kind of take a lackadaisical approach, like go just willy-nilly and then it's going to be a little tricky to handle, because, sometimes we just take things too slow, or just a very casual approach or very lackadaisical approach, and we kind of, miss opportunities. So I feel that with this Knight of Cups energy, the ball is or might be or will be in your court, Aries. So it might be that you will have to make up your mind, make some decisions, might be, on the horizon for you, like, what you want to do, where you want to go, things that might, kind of get you thinking a little bit. Yeah, because I feel that it's going to be, in your hands. And of course, every time you meet up with people, it's up to us. Like, do we want to meet with them? Do we want to meet them the next time, third time? Whatever that is, that's in our hands. And I feel a similar kind of situation will be for you as well. The next card you have, Aries, is number 16, and it says Holocaust. So if you look at the picture, there is a house which is burning, and then there is these eyes which are flying, like a fountain. It's the eyes, if you see, and eyes, I feel that it's watching from a higher perspective, like the bigger picture. So I feel that you kind of understand why the house is burning or why structures are collapsing or why you need to do it. And it's coming from a higher perspective. It's like you know that it's for the good. It's for making you stronger. It's um, for making things stronger. It's a rebirth energy in short. And fire is always, like, you're the fire set, of course. You're the cardinal fire sign, Aries. And fire always is like, burns, purifies things for the first thing. And the next thing is like, burns away things that are not working for us. So it's a time of shifts, making those changes, removing bad habits, bad patterns, or wherever you feel that could use a change or you wanted it change. And now it was not working for you because, you were kind of either working too hard or, working late nights and it was destroying your health. So something like it was, causing harm to you. So it's the chance to redo it, to reset, it's like a reset button. So now some of you might actually be taking down older structures of houses or buildings. You might be into construction or architecture. You might be taking them down and building it fresh because of some faults in the system or because they're too old structures and need a complete makeover or redoing of creating stronger foundations. For some of you, it could be that. For others of you, you could be in corporate, you could be redoing older systems, like, using modern technology, modern tools, modern understanding, newer processes are coming through. So some of you could be, newer laws getting written. So some of you could be part of those industries or those teams as well. And the personal friend, like I said, you could be changing up habits, your patterns of doing things, maybe your goals, your fitness goals, the way you eat, what you do, and all of that, maybe a personal rebranding of how you look, how you dress, so all of those fall under a rebirth. Further down it says, we are renovating your life, dust included. And below it says, let the fire refine you, not define you. What rises from the ashes will be unstoppable. Exactly. So it's like, upgrade. It's an upgrade because something was not working and there was a need for change. But whatever is changing up here is going to create a strong foundation for you. This will be it's a forward movement. It's a good momentum. It's establishing strong foundations, I would say now. And that could be by actually building homes, or maybe you're building your own house, or maybe this could give stronger foundations for health, stronger foundations for your career, stronger foundations financially. Something that you're starting new is going to be, on solid ground. And the last card for Aries for today you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says, it's not personal. Further on, it says, people's reactions or opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I remember they have something going on, and that has nothing to do with me. Yeah, so there is a phone here, there's a gadget, so it could be something related, online, offline. Maybe it's maybe somebody said something online. Maybe it's an opinion, maybe you posted something and it's a comment which you do not appreciate. So it could go either ways. But just know that whatever is out sitting right with you, it's got nothing to do with you. Especially if it's coming from an external environment, don't take it personally. It's, maybe somebody's just having a bad day. So yeah, don't let anybody's, reactions, spoil your day or bother you. So Aries, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like and share it with fellow Aries. Now moving on to the sign of Taurus. So the first card you have Taurus for today is the Knight of Swords. This could be this is an air element. So Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius are the air elements. Further on, it says an intellectual carved out. So Knight of Swords, air elements. This is a little bit of a talkative intellectual energy. Um, People who like to talk about anything under the sky. So a lot of conversation, and the only thing with Knight of Swords is they are fast moving. So they, stay as long as they enjoy the conversation, and then they like to move on. They talk to many people, especially if you're at a group event. You might be the person who kind of, enjoys talking a lot or enjoys intellectual conversations and has a lot to say. So yeah, and also there's a lot of expectations from the Knight of Swords because they know so much. They want to talk too much. They want to pick your brain. They want to know what's going on. They like to hear from you. They like to hear your perspectives and your information, how well informed you are, and how much you know, and things like that. So, if for some of you, you might enjoy conversations with somebody who's intellectual. Could be a young at heart. Could be a younger person. This could be your kids as well. Somebody in your family. Or this could be somebody in your team or company, neighborhood who likes to talk a lot. That could be, so it's a little bit of, Gemini energies or third house energies, Anidra, seventh house of partnerships, Aquarius energies, humanitarian. So something to do, these topics could include around, what's going on around you. It could be topics about 11th house topics of a high level networking, communication, and all of that. So it's just that in the next few days, you might be having good conversations. This could be your energy, Taurus, where you are talking a lot, you're expressing a lot, and you know a lot, and you like to communicate your ideas, and you're very articulate, and people enjoy talking to you. So it's just that it's a fast moving energy, so it won't stick around. So if this is the people that you're connecting with or groups, maybe you just hang out for a few hours, you have a good time, you chat a lot, and then, you guys are on your way. Maybe you work with a company and somebody out there is a rep of that company and you go out for a dinner or a kind of a meal and you talk a few hours and then, the person has to go and you have to go too. So it could be that kind of a meeting, a short meetup as well. The next card you have Taurus is number 35. It says, as above, so below. So number 35, Anita, coming through strong with this. Magician energy, of course, which is about being focused, being driven. You have your eye on the prize, your eye on the goal, and you know how to get it. You know how to be focused. I feel that, you have been practicing something, you have been doing something, and now you're ready to create that magic. It's kind of working for you. It's happening for you now. You're in that magician energy. There is also this lotus which is out here. Lotus is the symbolic of a spiritual flower, right? It's a very spiritual flower. And there is a lotus above and there's a lotus below. So it's like a reflection of it. And this mainly is about like it says that when, whatever we think, whatever we feel, that's the kind of reality we create for ourselves. Below it says, one affirmation that you could use is, what I feel today becomes my tomorrow. So when you see this, what I feel today becomes my tomorrow, then we kind of take the right steps, we say the right words, we have a plan of action, then we move. So aligning your heart, mind, and soul with your goals. And there's a lot of Venusian energy also in there. So a lot of love, peace, harmony, comfort. That is probably what you're focused on. This can also be related to money. A very upgrading card, like, it's a kind of upgrades. Like releasing any kind of, notions or narratives you had about money, how to create money, how to use money. All the value system around your material wealth, your finances. All of that is kind of being upgraded, or it can show us you're being asked or encouraged to upgrade it. So it's like, if you work, for example, you are writing your credit and debit on your Excel sheets. Instead, now you need to use the money apps where you can feed in the data and get the graphs. It's that kind of an upgrade which is either happening for you or it needs to happen. For some of you, this might be also about, maybe you're starting newer businesses or work in terms of fashion or designing, maybe hair designing, clothes designing, fashion, whatever related to the Venus, or even skincare routines, taking care of your health and wellness, or healthy habits. Some of you could be into that energy as well. But I feel that, there are a lot of shifts that are happening in the cosmos right now, Taurus, for you. And that's actually shaping up how you will create your wealth. So the things in the universe are aligning for that money energy to flow, or for that wealth to flow, I would say, because of the Venus principle. Wealth can be money, it can be your home, cars, health, friendships, all kind of 3D resources that align for us when it comes to building wealth and building legacies. And when we align our inner world, when we're at peace with what we want to create, when we're focused and we put our energy, into accomplishing our goals in a very effortless way, like in a very flowing kind of energy, not pushing too hard, not pushing too fast, and having those positive thoughts, growing growth mindset thoughts, and then acting accordingly, in a growth mindset is something that will help you manifest things faster. The next card you have, Taurus, is the message from Cosmos, and it says breathe. Yeah, it shows a pair of lungs out here. Further on, it says it's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing, and that's actually true. When we focus on our breath work, for a minute or two itself, it helps us stay cool, calm, collected, and centered. Further, it says, if I am feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself filling up with white light. Exactly, like keeping away from the distractions, noises, nuances of the world. If you feel a certain type of way, just close your eyes, do the breath work, and, connect yourself with that white light, knowing that things are happening for you, for the better of you. Further on, it says, then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. Yeah, it's a very relaxing exercise for the lungs and for your mind and in general also. In this moment, I am free to gently stretch and open my eyes, feeling refreshed. Yeah, so breath work. This can also be just like, having a yoga pose and doing breath work, or even just, miles running, walking faster a little bit, jogging. All of that, comes under breathing exercises. So that definitely will help you with the anxiety, will calm your nerves down. And also, deep breathing is anyways good for us, to pump in more oxygen and things like that. So physically, mentally, emotionally, I feel it's a good idea to breathe, not just right now, but on a daily basis to incorporate practices like this, because this also is part of wellness, which is Venusian energy. So embrace this kind of form a routine around this breath work. And, you will be more calm in terms of how you want to accomplish your goals. The thoughts that come after the little bit of meditation and breath work is always aligned with our positive intentions and with hope and faith of creating a better future, so it helps you upgrade. Breathing and breath work itself is an upgrade. Meditation in itself and some spiritual practices itself is an upgrade. So if we incorporate this with just 5 minutes a day, some kind of spiritual practice and breathing exercises or walking and jogging 5-10 minutes a day, changes the entire game. So Taurus, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like and share it with fellow Taurians. Now moving on to the sign of Gemini. So Gemini, the first card you have is High Priestess, and it further says, listen to your intuition. So basically, Gemini, this is saying like that your intuition right now is at the peak. It's going to peak. And intuition is nothing but our inner voice, our gut, our body trying to tell us something's right or something's wrong. Sometimes it gets difficult to understand. Is it your ego coming in between and saying things and playing, narratives in your head? Or is it your intuition that's trying to guide you on a certain path? But this card over here is actually telling you that your inner wisdom, your experiences and what your body is telling you right now, it will make total sense. And you being the air sign, sometimes it gets a little hard for you because maybe, sometimes like we trust our intuition and things, fall flat or they backfire and then we're like, oh my God, what was I thinking? Why was I doing this? Even though the facts and data were saying something else, but I trusted my gut and it all went wrong. So things like that happen at times. And that kind of, makes it harder for us to get back to trusting our instincts, our intuition, our gut feeling. But this time, this situation is actually, maybe it's a second chance at it. Maybe in the past, the situation maybe acted logically, and then maybe the outcome was not as what you had expected. So if this is the same situation, it's your second chance at it. So act with your heart. And I feel that is, High Priestess is related to the Piscean energy, which is the mutable water. So this energy is also asking you to be more mindful, compassionate and kind in your words, Come from a heart-centered space, like think with your heart, rather than using all the logic and all the facts and, sometimes like, words that feel like rude or something like that could hurt people. I feel that this energy is asking you to come from a place of love and heart-centered space. Don't come from a negative space because things might actually backfire on you. So connect with your intuition, connect with your heart and see what your heart is feeling right now and then act forward. Because, sometimes we don't even trust our own selves. And because there is a lot of, people that are expecting things out of us. And there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of opinions. A lot of factors that influence us externally. And that's why we kind of get derailed. We're like, you know what, it doesn't state anywhere. I cannot prove this, but I'm still feeling a certain type of way. If that's your case, then, pay attention to that or it sometimes might happen that, when you want, like, kind of, like, for example, if you have to make a decision, sometimes we see it as a plain yes or no, or this and that, or east or west. It's not like that all the time. You cannot define anything as black and white most of the time. There are gray areas too. There's something in between too. So some of you might need to take a milligram, not going to extremes, but take a milligram. And that's what your intuition is telling you to do. So if you feel that's what you've been called to do, then you can, you can choose to do that as well. Also, High Priestess is all about not just inner knowing, but also dream spaces. So sometimes when you're dreaming and we sleep with questions in our mind or asking for answers, our subconscious gets at work and kind of sends us the answers, either through our dreams space or things like that, or maybe you'll kind of see some visions or a thought we keep recurring in your head all the time, we keep playing out. So that's a message from your subconscious, from the universe. They're helping you give the answers to you. So trust us, trust those instincts, trust those visions, and you will get the way forward. The next card you have, Gemini, is number 39, and it says Serpent Power. So Dharma 3, 9, and 12 are coming through strong with this energy. Serpent Power is the Kundalini energy, right? Kundalini is like activation through all chakras. It's the rise in consciousness. It's more awareness. It's like tapping into your higher principle. This can also be a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of aha moments, awakenings, waking up to things, a lot of deep dive into spirituality. So I feel, and also because there is serpent out here. Serpent is, about shedding skin. So newer identities, whether it's rebranding yourself or doing things in a different way. Some of you can be, Gemini is the energy of using your voice and thoughts and all of that. So you might be into social media content. You might be into uh, stage performing on stage, using your voice, singing, speaking, maybe on, giving speeches and presentations for some of you. So this is actually asking you to ground that energy, Gemini. Now, how do you ground energy? It's like you can walk barefoot on the ground. You can, also drink a lot of water because when Kundalini is awakening, it takes a lot out of you. Because, this is like a overactive mind. This is like a overdriven, overactive mind. It's like level 5 unlocked. So you will need to drink a lot of water to stay hydrated, especially when you're making it big calls, big decisions, and you might be talking a lot, and that, of course, is draining. So you will definitely need to hydrate. But spiritual upgrades is also not easy. When Kundalini is rising, it means that, the chakras are opening, and it's not easy to deal with that energy. But, and although there is this light being out here, Jishon, so things happening, you finding solutions to problems. There are aha moments, breakthrough moments. These could be big or small. Maybe, you're able to connect the dots now. Or maybe these are breakthroughs in, bigger fields, industries. You might be in research. You might be getting some new research updates, or, maybe you're trying to solve a problem for some time, and now you finally find a solution to it, or you understand what the problem is. So further down, it says your inner power is waking up. Use it wisely. And yeah, I feel that, there is a magician energy to this. Also, there is, like, because there is a thunder, there is a change, there's a awakening, there's a tower energy as well coupled with it. So things are going to happen suddenly for you. But I feel that it's more like, it's not like a tower or falling of structures. It's more like a aha moment, more awakening, more understanding. Now, I also feel that, some of you, I feel that your words right now are very, very far-reaching and very, very powerful at this point in time, Gemini. So whatever you're going to say it's going to really have that extra power right now. So you need to say positive things, whatever you say, your affirmations, or whatever you, when you talk to people, say positive things, because it's going to be really impactful at this point in time. So try to avoid any kind of negative situations or traumatic situations around you. And I also feel that if you also need to rest up a lot, because, when I feel that you're doing too much, mentally you got 100 tabs open inside of your head. Like you go to cook, and then at the same time, you're kind of trying to write and text messages and all of that, multitasking energy with this. So just be careful, because it might get you really exhausted and tired. So you will need to slow yourself down, breathe, meditate, so that you're able to ground yourself and, kind of root and center yourself. Now, some of you might be also learning new things, new skills, upgrading, reading about spiritual and psychic, subjects, or astronomy, astrology, or cosmic subjects and things like that. Or some of you could be, studying things about snakes, who knows? Further on, it says, your power is rising, guided with clarity, and miracles will follow. And the last card for today, Gemini, you have is a message from Cosmos that says intentions. Further, it says, today is a fresh start. No matter how my day was yesterday, I can make of today whatever I want. My intention for the day is, and there's a big blank space where you can fill in your intentions for the day. In parentheses, it says, write your intention and tape this card behind your door so you may remember as you leave your house. Yeah, so what is your intention? What do you want to create today? What are you going to start today? A skill, a habit, something. I feel it's a fresh start which is waiting for you. You just need to set the intention. With the magician energy that you have, it's like, where attention goes, energy flows. So once you set your intention that I'm going to make it happen, then you will make every moment of your day and every day count, towards that intention, towards manifestation. So Gemini, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the like and share this with fellow Geminis. And now moving on to the sign of Cancer. So the first card you have, Cancerians, is the Sun card, and it further says happiness abounds. Yeah, so it's a very positive card. It's actually the most positive card in the major arcana deck. So I do feel, Cancerians, that things are changing for you for the better. You are the water element. You're the fourth house energy of home, family, and you're the cardinal water sign. So I feel that maybe, you've been down or sitting inside for a long time. Maybe it's because of, the people that you were not enjoying, or the company that you were not enjoying, or things that were not working out according to your will. But now here the sun is shining, so things are shaping up for the better for you, Cancerians. Some of you might be, I feel that this is an energy where you're just over the negativity, you're over the, kind of bad moods, and you're over any kind of issues or problems that you were dealing with, and you're like, now I'm feeling so relaxed. So it's an energy of letting your hair down and just having fun, enjoying being in the moment. A very springtime card of an energy, like, once we're out of the winters and we're watching for the sun is out and we can go out again, the snow has melted away, and that kind of a vibe. Also, I do feel that lightheartedness, fun, enjoyment. You might be going out with new friends, or just, this is a new you. If you were down about something, then this is your confidence coming back again, knowing your self-worth, knowing who you are, and again enjoying your life freely to the core. It's that energy. I also feel that if you had any kind of fallout or arguments or disagreements with people, I feel that things will get sorted out, or at least you will not feel down and about due to those negative interactions. It's like, you're getting over any kind of negativity around you, or all of that will get cured, whether people will come back, apologize, or even if they don't need to apologize, maybe they will just, kind of uplift your mood in some way. So now for project wise, I feel that things are going to shape up and turn out better than you had actually expected. This could be that, your career is taking a positive turn, you're getting more money, or you could be upskilling yourself, even learning skills, applying them, getting jobs that you never thought that, one day you could be working in those companies. So things like that can also be possible under this. But it's a very happy-go-lucky energy. This is also about taking calculated risks. For those of you that have meant to start out some kind of venture or companies or side gigs, and if you're waiting for the right time, I feel sun is a good enough green light from the universe. So take those first steps. Not everything is risk-free, but, this energy, with the sun energy, you won't be taking risks that will come and backfire on you, or that will make you cry later on. So it's not about taking those kind of risks. It's about calculated risks with backup plans and a support system, so that if you slip, there are people to catch you. I also feel that, you're going to have a very nice time. It's a very jovial, high energy, high vibe. That's high vibe energy that you will be in the next few days and weeks. And I feel that people will enjoy your company. You're kind of very lighthearted, joking, and, in the moment, enjoying every moment. Maybe you could be even traveling to sunnier places. Maybe you're planning travels with your family, your friends, and you're going to places where it's sunshine and sunny. But overall, it's a very uplifting energy. Whatever got you down before, I feel that you will come out of it. It's time to just break away from that and be yourself again. And I feel that you will be. For some of you, you could be spending a lot of time in the sun, especially if you already live in a sunny place. Or some of you could be like, maybe out into sports or training in sports or on the field during the sun time. And actually, it's good because, when we draw in from the energy of the sun, which is our life force, it in general, gives us more energy to work with, a high energy. So I do feel that it's a good time for you to have fun, enjoy yourself, enjoy whatever you're doing at work. Even though Monday, I feel that you will be enjoying the regular chores. Also, you will be enjoying, and you will enjoy doing them. The next card you have, Cancerians, is number 8, and it says living goddess. So yeah, this is a divine feminine energy. Um, it's not like a deity or something. Over here, which is shown in the picture, there is an emerald crown on her head. So she is like a divine feminine principle right there, of nurturing, of intuition, of subconscious energy, of giving, of caring, of creating, and all of that. The divine feminine principle. Knowing that you have that inner goddess living inside of you. Each one of us has that secret inner goddess and God living inside of us. In the mythology, they call it the Shakti principle. So I feel that you're realizing that, you have this power inside of you. Oh, and of course you do. You rule the fourth house. Moon is your ruler. Your highly emotions are your superpower. So, it might intensify a bit because of the moon in the background. You see, it might intensify, but I feel that in a sense that you feel strongly about things. And in the next few days and weeks, you probably will feel strongly about things. You might feel strongly connected to people. You might have strong desires to give, overgive, to bend over backwards for people. And I feel that this energy is asking you to just hold up on that, not to overgive, not to overextend. I mean, give. You can't stop that. You can't take that away from a Cancerian, can you? But not to overgive. Don't deplete yourself in taking care of people. You need your time, yourself, your care, and your care too, of physical, mental, everything included. So I do feel that, we all have that a secret temple inside of us. We need to actually, each one of us, not just for this energy, but in general, we all have that inner temple. We're all secret energies of divine feminine and masculine principles inside each one of us. Now, some of you can do like the ritual to draw this energy more, to intensify it, of feeling powerful, of feeling that, of knowing yourself, self-worth actually. And you can say like, I'm powerful, I honor myself, and you can choose any affirmation that works for you and see it near the candlelight, and that draws in more similar energy and amplifies it for you. Further on, it says, you are not becoming powerful, you are remembering that you always were powerful. How beautiful that is, It's like understanding your self-worth. It's like you know that you are it. You are that emerald, you are the jewel, you are the gem. Once we realize this, then, things change inside of us. So this powerful is not like the brutal force or the physical force or the outwardly force and dominance or authority. No, it's the soft power. It's the soft heart. It's knowing who you are from within. I feel it's a time that you will feel very confident in yourself. Cancerians, it's a time of glow up for you. It's a time of shedding skin, people, situations that bring you down, and upgrading yourself to situations that actually help you to grow, help you to become a better version, a more stronger, powerful version of you. So some of you might be actually, taking starting up some new ventures or some skincare brands. Also, it's what I'm picking up on. Some of you might be into wellness camps or wellness brands, and you might be cashing in on that in a big way. Or you're just stepping into leadership roles, realizing how skilled you are, how talented you are, and that you could apply those skills in your corporate, in your company, or even in your own personal work, and you can, take that to the next level. So There's a lot of huge upgrade and stepping up energy with this. Now I'm getting Wonder Woman energy. So some of you could be watching that, or it's just that you're leading a company. You might be into leadership roles as well. Um, but it's a very powerful energy for you, Cancerians. It's like you know who you are. You have the confidence and trust in yourself. People see that magnetism, the charming attitude, your drive, your passion, your compassion, all those positive qualities people are seeing in you. So you're very charismatic and very kind of, drawing people towards you at this point in time. And the last card for today, Cancerians, you have is a message from Cosmos. This is such a beautiful drawing art here. The message is, it says subconscious mind. Yeah, so much aligned with the Cancer, your energy, fourth house energy. Further says, I realize that subconscious beliefs or programs may be holding me back from my desires. That's exactly what we just spoke about. You realizing your self-worth. So, for example, if I want money, I may have been told things growing up that I'm subconsciously holding on to. Maybe you've been told as you were growing up that you're not worth it, you cannot do this, that, and third, or you're not capable, or you won't be able to accomplish this. Who knows? External noise is just noise. That's what it is, just noise. But sometimes, our subconscious gets programmed around those narratives, and that holds us back for a long, long time. So if you are breaking the cycle, which I feel you are, it's actually wonderful for you. Knowing that you can do anything you set your heart and mind to. You have the capability, you have the talent, you have the drive, you have the wisdom, you have the resources, you have the blessings to push forward and to create the life that you want. Further on, it says, so I go back to my past and release beliefs that no longer align, substituting them with ones that do. It's a powerful upgrade for you. That's what we've been talking about all this while. So it's a beautiful close to this reading today for you, Cancerians. So Cancerians, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like, and share this with fellow Cancerians. Now moving on to the sign of Leo. So the first card you have, Leos, is the card of Lovers. This is a major arcana. A further says, love is in the air. So, yeah, now this can also be, like, of course, this can be something related to your relationships. But it could be, that, Lover's card is more about decisions to be made. So some of you might be, needing to make a decision, or you have to make a decision. It could be in regards to anything. Something that you love, maybe it's jobs or careers. Maybe you like two, jobs and you want to select between those two, or you like two careers, you like arts and you like acting. Now you have to decide which one of it that you want to pursue. So it could be any kind of situation. But if this is not about your career choices, then it could be about people. It could be that you might be meeting newer people. And, there's a high possibility that it could be somebody that you can, maybe want to talk to them or get to know them better. Yeah, so this could be that you're kind of making a decision like, should I talk? Should I not talk? Should I connect? Should I not connect? All of those kind of questions, Yeah, so I do feel that first, for making this decision, you need to connect with your own heart and soul. Ask your own self rather than relying on other people's opinions. You need to listen more to your own voice. This is related to the Gemini card, third house energy. And the Gemini is all about, like two different opinions. It's a one way, one day you go one way, the next day you go another way, and things like that. So some of you can be like kind of confused, like where do you want to go, how do you want to do it, and things like that. You might be swaying in your own decisions as well, or going back and forth with people or your own thoughts. But I do feel that this is something that's exciting. But now you're curious, should I do it? Should I not? Maybe it's an adventure sport, and you're like, should I do it? Should I not? You really want to go do it. You've been watching people do it, or maybe it could be another hobby or another sport. You've been watching people do it. Now you want to do it, but now, you have to take some risks, and you're wondering, like, should I take the risk or should I not? So this could play out in so many ways, but At the but at the base of it, the undercurrent of this energy is about making decisions, and it could be in any area of your life. For some of you, this can also be like you wanting to interact with people, you wanting to get to know people better, having a good time, sharing a good laugh, sharing meals, or going out on happy hours, or for meals and things like that. So some of you can also be in that energy of going out with a group or with a special someone and things like that. But it's like, this energy is asking you to ask yourself those questions, like, what do you want? It's a time for a major decision. So you have to be very much connected and rooted to positive intentions and for the long term. So you cannot think of short-term benefits or short-term gains or short-term plans and things like that, because you have to kind of, not have to. I mean, of course, it's your choice, it's your decision, but this energy is encouraging you to think long term, in the interest of your long term goals or long term paths rather than short term or short timed things. I also feel that, so, this push and pull which is going on, I feel that it needs to kind of, it needs to kind of stay grounded so that you're able to make the right kind of decisions. The next card you have, Leo, is number 54, and it further says asylum. So the number 5, 4, and 9 are coming through strong with this energy. If you look at the picture, there is an empty field with a tree out here, and right in the middle of the tree is saying a unicorn. That's where it feels the safest. It feels at peace over there. It's a very peaceful card. So it's about finding your sanctuary, about finding your safe haven. Where do you feel nice? Where do you feel comfortable? And you are the Lover's card, a card of choices. I feel that this card or this energy is encouraging you to find a place for yourself that makes you feel at home, that makes you feel at ease. So you have to check in with your heart and your brain to see which place that is. What is that place? This energy is about a silent retreat, because the energy is all about being out there, out and about, creating, being in the spotlight, connecting with people. But I feel, you are at home. You want to feel at home, and you're heading towards that. And that's what this energy is asking you to do, to figure out what is your safe haven, what is your safe place. So it's a moment of just, taking a break, taking a pause. Maybe you need some rest, some naps, walking in the fields, away from spotlight. Yeah, just, grab your drink, some coffee, tea, some coconut water if you like that. That'll help you too. You're ruled by the sun, Neos. I feel that this can also be about, being out and about in the sun, to charge yourself, because when we're out there, sun is our soul, sun connects to our soul, our life force, the prana. So, this can also be encouraging you to step out into the sun, to go out there, to not like being on the stage and being the light or being the on the spotlight. No, it's not about that. It's just like going out there, basking in the sun, maybe by the beach, just sitting, having a sunbathe, or, sitting in your patio, having a sunbathe, or going to a park and things like that. Moreover, it's asking you find that time and that moment to enjoy that peace away from the worldly noise, worldly problems, and the, mechanical things that we do from morning to night. Take the time away from that worldly things, and, just sit by yourself in your zen corner, create that warm sanctuary in your house someplace, and try to meditate. Spend some time on, meditation, connection to your inner self and to the divine, to the higher forces. This is also about, taking a moment to care for yourself, whatever that care is, whether it's sleeping, whether it's exercising, whether it's skincare routine, however you take care of yourself. It's that making that time every single day for that self-care routine. Now, I also feel that, there's a lot of retreat energy. So some of you could be like, going to retreats or just taking sabbaticals or traveling the world, or traveling places. You could be doing it alone also. This is a unicorn, and unicorns are all about imaginations, creativity. It's very Leo principle because this field, it looks like a blank canvas for this unicorn. It's trying to see what I can do with it. So some of you might be planning things about your creative ventures, or some creative ideas might be coming to you. Um, yeah, but I feel that you just need a break from everything, from, maybe your work, maybe planning stages, whatever that is, it's like take that pause, take that break. It's much needed. You might be burnt out. You might be doing too much, I feel. And now it's time for you to just sit back and relax and take a moment to breathe. I also feel, there's a lot of strength energy which is coming through this, because the first time I saw this card, it looked like a lion to me. And the last card for today, yours you have, is a message from Cosmos, and it says recharge. Yeah, even that asylum energy is all about recharging your batteries, taking the break. You might be too much active socially, saying, or having a packed schedule, or doing too much. I feel you need to sit for a moment, take care of your own self, and um, just find that space where you can relax, rest, not think about anything, and just recharge your batteries, because you might be too busy or doing too much. So you need that resting period. Further says, I invite magic into my life always. Every day I grow my connection to this earth. Even if I am ever feeling low, I simply step outside and appreciate the natural miracles in this life. Yeah, when you go out, you're ruled by the sun. Like I said, sun just, it amps up our energy. It makes us feel so much brighter and happier. It, gives us that boost. Sun is also about having the clarity. So on the clarity about how to work, when to pause, when to do what, and all those things that help us manifest and live daily in a smart and wise way. Now, further it says, be in nature lifts my spirit and recharges my energy. Yeah, so that unicorn was out in the nature, and I feel that's where you need to be to ground yourself, to ground your energies. And, once we come from a place of calm, cool, and meant we're rested, then you're able to create and bring in miracles more faster rather than being burnt out. So, Leos, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like, and share this with fellow Leos. Now, moving on to the sign of Virgo. So, the first card you have, Virgo, is the Eight of Pentacles. So putting in the work, hard work, too much work, he might be feeling like there's no end to this kind of work that you need to complete or to get through. Maybe it's school, maybe it's a course that you've taken, maybe it's a job, that's asking a lot of time of your undivided attention. You might be working longer hours. But I feel that this is a very busy energy, it's like busy doing, fully focused. It said one thing's done, the next thing comes up. The next thing's done, then another thing will come up. So something like that. You might be getting too much done. Maybe you are working the job, then too much work at home, and you're juggling a lot, or you're doing too much. But I feel that this is everything that you need to get done. It may be like you're taking care of the house, or building a house, or repairing, and at the same time you have kids that you're taking care of, and you have to job with the classes, and at the same time you have a job to do. So you might be kind of, spinning your wheels and doing too much in the day, because you don't have any time to waste around, I feel. Now, I also feel that, it's like I'm getting an energy of a Virgo that's highly busy, running from one place to another, has a list of to-do items. And, you need that. You're kind of looking for time. I can even feel that you wanted the day to be as long as 48 hours, because you're falling short of the time in the day based on how many things that you probably want to get done. Yeah. So, but this might be something that's, going to sharpen your skills. This could be a skill that you're learning, some tools you're trying to learn, and you're trying to master that or get better at it. yeah, but I feel that you're fully invested into it. You're like, you don't want to be distracted. You're not like scattering your energies. You're fully focused, You're driven, you're focused, you're putting a time, energy, effort into whatever needs to get done, or whatever, maybe needs to get, like maybe if it's a course or it's a project that needs to get done, you're at it. You're fully invested into it. Now, I also feel that for some of you, the this could be like, it could be your energy, it could be somebody around you also, is what I'm picking up on. You might be feeling that somebody's extra busy and they don't have time for you. Then I feel that if that's your situation, then just know that somebody whose time you want is uber busy and does not have time. So it sounds that they're trying to escape the responsibility, they're escape being around you. It's just that they really don't have the time. They're kind of time pressed. So it's a very, time of polishing, upskilling, learning, practicing, rehearsing. It could be music, it could be arts, it could be anything, something that you do repeatedly so that you get perfect at it or you excel at it. So some of you could be at that as well. The next card you have, Virgo, is number 21, and it says Earthbound. Further on, it says, your soul chose Earth for a reason. Build slowly, stand firmly, and watch miracles grow roots. So, Virgo, you are an Earth sign. And this Earth One energy is your home territory. So, I feel that, and if you look at the picture, it's the view of the Earth from the space. So you can see the Earth. Earth is all about stability, structures, things that we can touch and feel, tangible results. The real world results, not just ideas. You're ruled by Mercury, so you have a lot of thoughts and ideas, but you need to ground those ideas now. You need to actually apply them and create something out of it. Something that pays off, something that you can monetize, something that you can touch, feel, create, and feel secure about. So it's that time to actually manifest your goals, put your ideas to the test and to the real world. So I feel that a lot of you might be actually, with the Eight of Pentacles energy, you might be into a lot of manifestation and putting the actual work in, practical work in the day-to-day to create the good results, whether it's looking after your health or looking after your finances or even looking after your investments. You might be doing it the right way, making the right investments, paying attention to your health, on what to eat and healthy habits and all of that. You might be paying detailed attention to it because that's what the Virgo energy is about, attention to detail. For some of you, you might be even doing things that sound practical, in the sense that, for example, you're doing things that make sense, like not wasting away your time on non-value add tasks. So it's like you're prioritizing things that really add value, that we create value for you. Some of you can be even focused on, acquiring skills or upskilling, reading up a lot, trying to come up with new ideas and applying them. Or you might be upgrading yourself, or upgrading your house even with the newer technology, the smart home concept. Some of you could be into that as well. Or making smart investments like budgets and planning and taking care of your finances, investing into some financial areas or things like that. So some of you can be planning that as well. But with the Eight of Pentacles energy, you're highly focused, highly driven. You want to just get everything done like yesterday, right? But here, the energy is encouraging you to just sit down, just relax as well. There's no everything right now because Eight of Pentacles is like, working non-stop, doing this and doing that and everything in between. So you need to calm yourself down as well, so that you're not burned out, so that you're able to apply yourself every single day in a consistent way. This is the energy of consistent work. And if you feel that you're overrushed or you're burning out, then with this earthbound energy, you need to, either go and, either you need to be more connected with earth, like taking frequent walks, are, walking by some water bodies or walking in the moonlight or something, which activates your root chakra. Like actually spending time outdoors will help you calm yourself down. So instead of spending a lot of time indoors, which you already are with Eight of Pentacles, you're doing something. Now, it doesn't have to be indoors. You could be invested in sports teams and you're training them. That could be Eight of Pentacles too. But, too much of sports and lack of rest and all that just makes us so jittery. So you need to make time for resting, for recharging your batteries and eating well and feeling fresh and rested so that you get good ideas and you can actually create goodness. And the last card, Virgo, for today, you have his message from Cosmos, and it says play. Now, if you see here, there's a Rubik's Cube out here, but it's almost aligned. You see, all the greens are lined up, all the whites are almost lined up. So you're almost there. You cracked it. You cracked the code. I feel that it's not easy to solve this Rubik's Cube. I've tried it. It's really twisted. And I feel that Eight of Pentacles could mean that. Some of you are actually trying to solve Rubik's puzzle. But it's like, you're almost at the tail end of it, maybe for some of you. If Father says I'm completely engaged in what I do, yeah, I could see that. Eight of Pentacles is like, it requires your undivided attention. In the here and now, I call it play instead of work. So you're visibly enjoying whatever you're doing. I feel that it's something that of your choice. You might be into creative art, anything, but all work feels like play to you, I feel. The Father says, I'm deeply fulfilled by all that I do. So something that really makes you happy, excited, you've been wanting to do, and that's why the that's why you're willing to put in the effort. The Eight of Pentacles is like undivided attention, and we're able to do that only when our heart is in it. So I feel that whatever you're doing is making you happy, is keeping you excited, but it might also cause you to burn out. So you have to take care of your holistic well-being as well. So Virgos, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like and share it with fellow Virgos. Now moving on to the sign of Libra. So the first card you have, Libra, is the King of Cups, and it further says lovingly supportive. Now, King of Cups, it says king, but it could be a woman, a girl, a feminine presence who is very warm-hearted, supportive, who's very balanced, has a good EQ. Somebody who can understand where people are coming from. Somebody who can, listen with all ears to the problems without being judgmental. Very supportive. In case of any problems, they're always willing to help, advise, support, whatever is needed. Whatever support is needed at this point. The King of Cups personality or this King of Cups energy is always there. It's a good, like a pillar of strength to have around you, especially when you're dealing with challenges or obstacles. Now, if this is not a person, this can also be an energy that is encouraging you to embrace the King of Cups energy, to be more emotionally balanced, to be more kind-hearted, to be more supportive, to have a stronger understanding of your own emotions and feelings, to feel the feels, to understand why you're feeling. And because you have understood, you also gather the things, the lessons, the insights into a situation. So King of Cups energy is able to read the room, is able to empathize, is able to, balance logic and heart, balance logic, balance the intuition. It's not too logical, it's not too emotional, very balanced energy. Of course, it's the cups and cups element, which is water energy. So somebody who has stronger placements could be significant to you, Libra. You are the air sign. So this could be your energy if you have strong placements, or it could just be that maybe there is somebody around you with a very supportive energy. So I do feel that, so if this is your energy, I feel that you are able to, understand or learn about the people using your emotions. You're able to feel the feels. You feel your way through things. You're able to feel your way through things. yeah, so being an air sign doesn't mean that you've got to be all logical or just up in your head about things. You might have stronger placements like this, or maybe there are people around you that are like this, where they use their emotions to come up with suggestions and ideas. So they come from a very heart-centered space. I also feel that some of you might be working in this King of Cups. Now, King of Cups can be a boss, also can be somebody in your family, could be in your neighborhood, could be somebody that you know personally or professionally. It's not like it has to be somebody in your close relationships. This could be anybody. It could be a mentor who's very kind, giving support. This could be an environment that allows you to learn, grow, be creative. An environment that brings out the best in you. This can also be a teacher, a mentor who steps up, who gives good guidance, um, who's there to help you work through your problems, doesn't rush through things, who's there very, very patiently. This person will stand with you, will back you up, will try to kind of go over the problems um, in a very kind of from a very heart-centered space. Like whatever problems if you will have, they will try to feel the problems, and then they will try to advise you along that from what they understand, from what they are feeling in regards to that problem. They're not about like, okay, you got a problem, okay, just analyze it, like, 1, 2, 3 and go. So they're not in a rush to fix the problems. So this could be anybody around you. um, the only caveat with the King of Cups is like, for the most part, like as mentioned in the Rider-Waite, is that King of Cups is sitting on a throne beside the ocean, right? So this person is under control of their emotions because they understand themselves. Like they have that depth, they've gone through it, so they understand how to, how to not allow their emotions to get the better of them. But sometimes, the King of Cups also has their moments because they themselves are strongly um, water element, and water elements are depending upon their placement. Sometimes considering a Piscean energy can be, can get to the depth of things, or can escape, kind of escape tendency from situations or problems for their own, for their own problems. They might tend to just, escape here and there. But for the most part, the King of Cups is very solid hold on the emotions. Um, yeah, but just on the extreme end, this is also somebody that likes to, go for happy hours and churn up some mocktails and cocktails. So and of course, they do have their moments too, because they feel so strongly. So, this energy of King of Cups also has their moments. So, when you do see that, that this person is kind of, sorry about that noise. So, yeah, sometimes the King of Cups energy can get in his feels, and if he does so, just know that he has, absorbed too much energy which is around him. The next card you have, Libra, is number 62, and it says dangerous cat, the past. So this cat is this lion. It's not like a small tiny cat. This is a big roaring, fast moving, energetic, confident lion. That's not roaring. It's not a roaring. It's not scaring anybody. It's not claiming its authority. It's just calm, but it's moving forward. It's unstoppable. It has the drive, it has the willpower to move forward, with a lot of understanding, awareness, um, and like, look at the eyes, I kind of feel really sorry for this lion. The eyes feel like, this lion has been through something. Even though the, lion is like, reminds me of the Leo energy. Some of you might have Leo placements as well, Libra. But I feel that, the King of Cups is, you had the energy of the King of Cups. King of Cups is somebody that, has been through it all, has learned a lot of lessons, has integrated all of those experiences. Um, and all of those, comments, experiences that hurt us, they actually move us towards a stronger version of us. It fuels our drive forward. It makes us feel like, more powerful, like we're able to handle our emotions and situations. So I do feel that, this confidence, Libra, which is coming through, in this lion spirit is about the inner strength. You have become strong internally. You know how to manage your emotions. You have the discipline to not allow your emotions to get the better of you. And that's what exactly is the King of Cups energy, to have a control over on our emotions, to know when to say, what to say, how to emote, how to act even in high pressure and hurtful situations. How do we channel that hurt or the drama or the negative experience into something positive? How do we transmute negative experiences into something more powerful for ourselves? It's the Phoenix rising moment in a gender wave. Now, if this is about some kind of people or relationships, then, here the line is just moving forward. It's not looking back. So this card is encouraging you to move forward, to not look back, to not check back, to not, kind of rethink or replay the past. Because whatever happened to happen for your evolution, to bring you closer to your destiny, to your path. So there is no point in going back and checking in on people that, we're kind of planning to move away from or move forward from. But at the same time, this healing, it takes a toll on us. It's not easy to heal through. So you have to be kind, just like the King of Cups would treat themselves, right? Taking care of yourself. So you have to be gentle with yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to rest up. You have to eat right, drink right, and cut out all those distractions that remind you of the past. If you're over it, you're over it. Don't turn back. Don't stop. Don't track nothing. So yeah, and there's a lot of healing modalities which are available to, kind of ease us, to calm us down. Some spiritual and meditation practices, um, even essential oils and sages and all of that also help to clear out any negative aura and energy around us. So, mm, so you're moving forward. This is strength. This is the power of transmuting negative energies and creating something powerful and strong for yourself. Transmute any kind of negative experience into strength for yourself. Soft strength, not the roaring kind of, authoritative strength that it's like your own inner core is strong enough to handle any kind of distorted environment. And the last card for today, Libra, you have is a message from Cosmos. Look at the board, looks like a vision board, and that's what exactly it is, an inspiration board. I love how there is lotus, love, all those post-its, rainbows, clouds, heart, and all of that. But below that, it says, if I'm ever feeling down or bored, I spend time creating a vision board to place in my home. I fill it with quotes, pictures, and desires that bring me inspiration and joy. Absolutely wonderful thing to do, because Libra, you are driven by Venus energies, of creativity, of beauty, aesthetics, of so much that the Venus energy brings. Even when you're connecting with people, you're highly creative. You're always full of ideas. You're very balanced in your approach. So sometimes, yeah, when we're thrown a little off kilter because of our external environment, which we do not have a control over, but we have a control over our inner environment. And that's what this energy is all about, staying strong, creating this vision board, for inspiration, new ideas, for furthering yourself, for, channeling your willpower to create something really powerful. So Libra, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Give the like and share this with fellow Libras. Now moving on to the sign of Scorpio. So the first card you have, Scorpio, is the Seven of Swords. This says the minor arcana. Swords is the air suit. Further it says coming or going. Will you stay or will you go? Okay, so Scorpio, this is a confusion situation, right? Because will you stay or will you go? It's like you're probably in a situation where you're not sure about either yourself or the other person. Could be one person, could be a group, or it could be any situation. It's like somebody has left the building, but then a part of them is still where you are at. So it's like, yeah, they are 1 foot out, 1 foot in, but they don't know whether they are going, whether they are leaving for good, whether they're gonna come back, or they don't even know whether they left 100%. But see, now this might be a situation in regards to some person. Maybe you're in a partnership with somebody. Maybe this is business partnership. Maybe this is personal partnership, or somebody you just met. Maybe it's just a friend. It's just that they're on the way out. They've not decided. They're undecided at this point in time. They're going back and forth in their head. They probably are in a very uncomfortable situation too. So at this point, we don't know what's going on inside this person's head, why they are, swaying here and there, back and forth. So if you encounter a situation of this kind, like it could be maybe somebody at work who's coming and going one to another, could be somebody around you, a friend of yours, somebody that you're partnered up with. And the best thing to do is to just give this undecided person some space to figure things out for themselves rather than, constantly asking them like what's going on, or just holding them back, or kind of tying them down, and all of those, those negative things that kind of drive people away further. So don't do any of that. Just stay where you are, stay put, and you need to decide in your own head exactly what you're going to do. Should this person go? What are you going to do? Should this person come back? What are you going to do? So you need to have all those answers figured out too. The most important thing is for the other person, or whichever situation this is, if there is somebody that plans to leave. Maybe it's like two people working together. Maybe it's two business partnerships. The other person wants to go partner up with somebody else. Let them figure it out. And the one thing that you need to do is communicate in a way that the other person knows that you're not going to be around, or the contract is not going to be open forever. There is a window of opportunity, and the person needs to explain themselves and be very clear in their head as to what their intentions were when they decided to leave or have 1 foot out the door. What were they thinking? And why are they back if they're back? And all of those questions, you need answers. But the thing is that now you need to have like a plan too in your head. You know that this person is capable of leaving. If not today, it might come back, but then in future, it might happen again. So I do feel that you need to be very smart about analyzing what the situation is like. See if it's, worth it to even, talk it out, or give the clarity and pursue and, make amendments and things like that. Now, this will be your own personal call. It just depends on what kind of a person you're interacting with. But one thing I can say for sure is this person is not 100% decided, otherwise. No person in the right mind who's locked in a situation will ever try to jeopardize it. So if they took the chance to jeopardize it, which means that they don't add as much value to the situation as much as you do. So again, now you have to weigh the pros and cons, and further on, try to first give them some space, give this person some space, or give the situation a space to figure things out, to understand what they're feeling, what they want, and the same goes for you as well. So by not chasing after this person, or this group of people, by not going after them, by not pursuing them, by refraining from any kind of drama, you send out a more powerful message to this other person that you got this situation, it's under control for you, and you will not give in. You will not give in to this. Some people, they try to create some kind of pressure, and it's kind of a soft threat, like, okay, I'm gonna leave, let me see, like, if this person's gonna come chasing after me or not. It's kind of a power move, but I feel that you are not in a mood to give into these kind of power dynamics. It's not in your good interest, and it's not even healthy for you. So what you need to do is have a more healthier plan for yourself, for your future, and see if this person will ever would have aligned with you, or now that you know that this person's capable of walking out anytime, would you want to take another chance or give them another chance? It all depends on the reasoning of why this person took this first step in the first place. So the advice to you, Scorpio, your 8th energy, you're the depth, you have your deeper understanding. You're very psychically in tune with other people's energies and intentions. Sometimes even reading between the lines is second nature to you, Scorpios. So you will stay calm in this situation. At least it's encouraging you to stay calm. Or you can, if you feel like there is some kind of pressure, for the 7 of Swords, because sometimes it can be an unnerving energy to deal with. You can use some black obsidian, to kind of strengthen your aura and energetic accessibility to other people. Further down it says, you are divinely guarded. You are divinely guarded. Walk boldly. Nothing meant to harm you can pass your sacred gate. Exactly. So energetic guards are up. Of course, anybody will have those energetic guards up, but it's not about blocking your heart or your heart chakra. It's just about knowing in your heart of hearts that this is a situation and we need a plan B, or we need a more strategic plan to handle the situation. So, yeah, this is something that you will need to think through. The next card you have, Scorpio, is number 36, and it says Guardian. So number 3, 6, and 9 are coming through strong with this. Now, the Guardian is protection, right? I mean, we have to be, this is about cosmic protection. You're protected by your angels, the universe. But this is also like you protecting yourself, right? It's the soul defense. Like when somebody, if we feel that, our current environment is not aligned with us, or is not healthy for us, or is, not on the same page as us, or not on board with us, then this is like the automatic defense system of our soul, where we kind of back off, we disengage emotionally, we protect ourselves. This could be house protection. You might have some cameras or high walls installed inside of your house if you feel that your environment needs it, or your house needs it for some reason. Or this can also be that you are the guardian. It's like working for defense and military sectors, protecting borders and things like that. Or this could be local police as well, city protection. Or it could also be data protection, or more other intellectual property protection in that soft terms as well. There is more awareness. The eyes here are wide open, which indicates that you can see through, the illusions. You see the reality. You see the ground reality. The mouth is also open, and there is a lot of passion which is coming through. The energy is very passionate, a little bit fierce on the fierce side, which is understandable, because this energy is something that will cut through the truth. This is about speaking your truth. This is also about kind of, letting the other person or the external environment know what is your internal defense or your soul defense is activated. It's like, yeah, you can read the other person's energy. That the person is not, having good intentions and things like that. So your internal core is, is strong right now to handle the situation. So, sometimes we use these charms for energetic protection as well. So some of you could be using some kind of charms, maybe in and around your house, or wearing it as bracelets or in your neck. Some of you could be taking to charms for protection as well. But, if you look at the picture, it's very passionate. It's a little bit of an overreaction, I would say. So try not to get triggered or overreact over situations. So you need to stay more calm, cool, collected, not in an attacking mode. You don't have to be in an attacking mode. You just need to have that inner protection, right? Where you know that you will be okay. You got this. You understand that you understand your environment, what is safe, what's not, who's safe, who's not. So you have identified your resources that will work for you and with you. And so with that, your approach should be like staying calm, not overreacting, not saying much, not divulging much, but at the same time knowing that you're strong enough to navigate your way out of these difficult situations. So yeah, this is good. Like not having access to your energies, or only those people that having access to your energies that are trustworthy. So it's like you know whom to interact with, whom to hang out with, whom to share any information with, and what are the measures that would be needed to safeguard and protect yourself or the house or the country or data even. So you know how to do that. And the last card for today, you have Scorpio, is a message from Cosmos, and it says together. It says, I love working together with others and how it makes one's impossible dreams possible. I see there is strength in unity and how much we can accomplish together. Asking for help is not weak, it is powerful. Right. So you had the Seven of Swords, you don't know whether you're going or staying, or it could be the other person. You also have the Guardian of Energy. So you are in a very cool, calm, collected place right now, Scorpio. You know whom to work with because of your internal defense system. Even if you're working with a not so trusted ally, you know how to get around that situation because the power of working as part of a team to accomplish your goals and your dreams and to make things happen, you know how to detach from high emotional drama and emotional situations, because you understand that there is no point in burning bridges or creating a kind of a difficult, uncomfortable situation when you know that you have to work together, you have to be part of a team, and there is no way out. So, and also maybe, you're there because you don't want to just drop the boat, you're working on an important project. You know that you need the other person or more people. They might not be in the best of energies at this point of time with the Seven of Swords, but I feel that you know that it's, how to detach from difficult situations. Guard yourself, protect yourself. That doesn't mean you will close yourself off from interacting with people. So you're a very smart energy right now. Asking for help is not weak. It is powerful. Yeah. So I do feel that you will be able, you will have the support. Um, Sometimes we feel like, we can do it all alone, but I feel that this energy is encouraging you to, get more people on your team and don't try to do everything or create everything by your own self. Teamwork is powerful. So Scorpios, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like, and share these messages with fellow Scorpios. Now moving on to the sign of Sagittarius. So the first card, Sagittarius, you have is the card of judgment. And it further says decisions, decisions. Okay, so Sagittarius, I feel that you probably have been, maybe you're at crossroad, or maybe you're trying to decide on something. Maybe you have to take choose one path or another, or yes or no, or this or that. And maybe you have been procrastinating or thinking or deciding or planning for way too long, maybe. And I feel that the decision is upon you right now. Like you almost are there at the end of that final decision. Sometimes we do have to weigh the pros and cons and, what it is that we want. And sometimes it does take time to choose. And I feel that it is better for us to take our time to, be at these EPCOM and then make the right decision without actually rushing into it. So I feel that you have taken your time and, I feel that you are making up your mind. And the thing about this judgment is that there is a window of opportunity. It gives you a window of opportunity to make that final call. So for example, if you want to shift a career, or you want to leave a job, or you want to join a job, whatever that opportunity is for you, it doesn't have to be just a job. It could be at home. It could be in your, personal side gig or projects, whatever you're doing. If if you feel that there is a situation that you need to decide upon, you will need to do it sooner than later. If this opportunity that you've been thinking about won't be here forever. So you will have to meet that call, that judgment sooner than later. Now, I feel that you are ready. Somehow I feel that you are almost at the tail end of making that final choice or calling that final shot. Um, and I feel that once you make up your mind on it, and I feel that you're stepping on a certain decision that you have almost made. And it's good to do that, just one last check before you put things into motion. Now, judgment can also be that somebody else has to decide for you. Like if you applied for a job, you sent your resumes, you appeared for interviews. Now things are, the ball is in their court, in somebody else's court regarding a decision about you. And you might be waiting on that. You might be waiting to hear back, maybe in terms of work, maybe something else. Maybe it's your business partner, or maybe it's a client, or maybe it is, some form that you signed and sent and waiting for permission, whatever that is. Just this energy is telling you that the decision has not been made as yet. It's still being made. Things are still coming around. And it's not a good idea to right now, to call constantly, to check in constantly, to be very restless about it, or, talk to 100 people about it, because it's not going to change whatever decision has to come through. But the decision of that person or of that company or of that situation, that other person is not ready as yet. And it's not a good idea to push too much, because otherwise, it might be a turn off or a put off, or you might, altogether, kind of push that opportunity away from you. So don't push too hard. Just let it be the decision. Whenever it is made, it will come to you, if it is for your highest good. So, yeah, I feel that if you push too hard, then maybe the decision is not exactly what you had hoped for. So just, if you are waiting on an answer for somebody else to make a decision, then you need to, just forget about it and do whatever you are doing. Continue to do whatever you are doing. The next card you have, Sagittarius, is number 43, and it says Mount Meru. Further, it says center of the universe. Then it says, you are not lost, you are the center. Stand tall, the universe orbits clarity. Okay, so if you see there is a peak mountain out here, peak mountain, this mountain is actually known as the Axis Mundi, where this is about spiritual alignment. So some of you might be actually aligning more with spirituality. This is that cosmic axis, it's that aligns our heart, body, mind, and soul with our spiritual path that we're meant to walk in this lifetime. So maybe, there is some kind of an illusion, I would say, that's getting cleared up, some kind of a mental for things are becoming more clearer to you. Further, it says, rise above noise, become the calm center. And I feel that this is about having that divine faith, that things are aligning and will align according to your unique path on this planet. So just having that faith that, things will fall into place, your ducks will fall in a row when the time is right. And keeping that in mind, staying balanced, keeping doing your thing, going with the flow is in itself the biggest way to go with the flow, with the universal flow, and co-create with the universe. And some of you might be elevating in spirituality as well. yeah, or some of you might be even going to some kind of retreats on the mountains. There's a lot of spiritual practices and meditations, retreats, and centers that are there on hidden land. May not be these tall mountains, but on some kind of mountains also have this spiritual retreats and centers and all of that. Where we go, we kind of feel realigned with our purpose, where we're able to understand what's true, what's false, what's our values, what aligns with our heart and soul. So this is the place where things get realigned, things get reprioritized. We start to understand what makes more sense, what adds value, what is more meaningful versus what's shallow. So, yeah, it's about finding your inner core, your spiritual backbone, your center place, your place of calm, where you're not restless. I mean, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? This is about just trusting the universe that you will be directed in the direction which makes sense for you at any given point in time. Also, I feel that, center of the universe, it could be that you are the center of the universe. Like, you're the maybe you're the boss and, in a company, and that's leading the company. So you're the one everybody looks up to. So it could be that you are at a leadership position in your company where the company leans on you, depends on you in some way. If that is your case, then I feel that, again, you need to reprioritize things. Sometimes we overcommit to things and then we're unable to meet it, or later on we feel that they're not aligned with our values. If that's the case, then you're being asked or encouraged to realign with what feels right in the current moment. And the last card for today's Sagittarius you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says, tune in. Look at this person. The folded hands, his hands is on his heart chakra. Further, it says, today before doing what I normally do, I will take a moment to slow down, to place my hands at my heart space and take a few deep breaths. I will ask myself what I truly want, and I will honor however I am feeling. Yeah, so tuning into yourself. Like, again, decisions. Your first card was judgment. So do you really want a certain job? Do you really want to be in that situation? It's something that you will have to connect with your heart space and see, like, is your soul and heart even, ready for it, even, happy about it, or even ready for it, So tune into your inner voice, your inner space, and check in to see what it is that you want. So Sagittarius, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like button, and share this with fellow Sagittarians. Now moving on to the sign of Capricorn. So the first card you have, Capricorn, for today is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is minor arcana. This is Earth element, and you are the Earth element. Ruled by Saturn, 10,000 energy. This further says stop, pause, and reflect. So yeah, that's what Seven of Pentacles is, that you probably, Capricorn, have been working way too hard. You've been doing a lot, and now it's time to take a pause. Not just to plan your next steps. Of course, we all do that, because that's what modern day age is. Hurricanes are all about from morning to night. We constantly are planning one thing and then after another. But here, the energy is encouraging you to take a pause to see, to first appreciate how far you have come, how much you have achieved, to give yourself a genuine break from doing constantly. Maybe take a few days off or a few hours off and just go relax, watch a movie and enjoy yourself, because you actually have done a lot. So you deserve a break. You actually do. So that will just give you a chance to look back proudly and fondly on all your achievements, how far you have come, and give you also an holistic idea or a bigger picture, or a complete picture about what you want to do and which direction and where you want to be next. So yeah, future perspectives comes next, but rest and recharging your batteries come first. I feel that Seven of Pentacles is just a reassessment, realignment. It's not a time to push or keep pushing with, burning the midnight lamp, or just, putting all other plans on hold and just plugging away at one single task, like just to get it done. That's now the whole idea about the Seven of Pentacles. It's just that, you don't need to be, even too hard on yourself in regards to timelines. Because, when it comes to working, I feel that things can be worked at in a, either using multiple resources by delegation, by working smartly. Just pushing too hard is not the means to get to your end goal really fast. So if you are working on a timeline of corporate, of a company, or of your business partners, then you might want to hire some resources, or leverage some tools and technology, or some advice or mentors or external resources to allow you to get to your end point, your end goal, instead of just pushing yourself and burning out. Now, Capricorn, this may not be your energy. I feel it might also be somebody around you, who I feel that is a little bit checked out of a certain situation because they need to, again, reprioritize and assess, like, where they are and where they want to be in future. And I feel everybody deserves that kind of space, to regroup their thoughts, to listen to their heart, to take a moment or a pause to see, how they want to handle a certain situation in future, or which way do they want to go. It's not a good idea to push forward on answers or making decisions, especially when somebody else has to make it. Somebody else is in a situation of analyzing, assessing, and reprioritizing, then they need that space to make a sound judgment call. So I do feel that don't push if it's the other person who is evaluating. Don't push them to get back soon, or provide a feedback soon, or provide an answer soon, because if you're going to push too hard, then that might backfire on you. You might not get the results that you were hoping for. So right now, if this is not your energy, if this is somebody else's evaluation period or a time out, then it would be advisable to give them some space. Now, if this is you, then just know that you don't have to push hard, because things are working in the background as well. Sometimes we just cannot see the tangible results and we feel like nothing's going to happen. So all you need right now to be a little bit more patient, and things are going to work out. It might not be at jet speed, but slowly but surely things are going to show up and manifest. So the only thing to do right now for you, Capricorn, is don't add on to your to-do list or to-do tasks, or one project and second, third, and all of that, and don't skip the relaxation and self-care part, because it's most needed at this point in time, because you might be at a position of burnout, Yeah, we all have goals, we all have ambitions, we want to get there as soon as we can, but this energy is actually asking you to stay balanced in your efforts. Because it's, Capricorn, you're ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is not about rushing through things. It's not about taking shortcuts, cutting corners. It's about putting the due diligence in everything that you do, mind, heart, and soul, and the growth will be there. It will be a little bit slow, but it's going to be steady. It's going to be sustainable. So that's what this energy is asking you to do. Like, for example, when we plant a seed, we water it, we, change the soil, we check up on it. It doesn't have to be done every hour or every 10 minutes. It's just that you planted the seeds, and you just have to be patient enough to wait and see if there's going to be any sprouts. Is it going to root in the soil or not? So you can't rush the process. So similarly, this situation is something that cannot be rushed. You just have to work at it with, steadiness, with good intentions, with consistency, and then things will start to show up, because this is an earth energy. And earth energy, it amplifies only when we are dedicated to it consistently. If we burn out, then this energy backfires on us. So further on, it says, you are growing quietly, and quiet keep powerful. Keep nurturing. Your harvest is closer than you think. The next card you have, Capricorn, is number 53, and it says tree spirit Yakshi. So number 5, 3, and 8 are coming through strong with this energy. So this is an image of, pine trees, which is nature, of course. And then there is this goddess Aucha. That's the tree spirit, the Yakshi spirit. So it's the energy of growth, a little bit of an empress energy combined with the divine feminine, which is the queen energy of creation, which is the pentacles, right? So there's a sun, there is a moon. It's about staying balanced, aligning your day-to-day with, consistent efforts, but in a very balanced way, in a very grounded way. And basically, the tree spirit is all about growth. So whatever the seeds were there below the soil for this tree has now become such a big tree. And it's all because of the blessings, here the Empress is the divine principle, which is blessing. Aligning the cosmos and the stars for our growth. But because Capricorn comes with Saturnian energy, which means discipline, so you have to be disciplined in every aspect of your life. Overworking is not discipline. Overworking is burning out, and that's not what's recommended with this energy. There is no concept of working too much or working overnight, and then you get a product, or you win, or you create some kind of a jackpot for yourself. That's not what this energy is about. This is encouraging you to put in the consistent effort every single day in a disciplined way to create that legacy, to create that lasting wealth. Because this Yakshi spirit is about, it safeguards the prosperity corners, just like the Feng Shui. Feng Shui activates the wealth corners. Similarly, the Yakshi spirit is all about protecting prosperity and success, growth, that kind of honors. It's protecting of that. So what you need to do right now, Capricorn, is just like the Seven of Pentacles, so rightly, that you have to take care of yourself. You have to nurture your own body. Then you will be able to pour that energy into creating a sustainable project, a legacy. So some of you need to actually start looking after yourself a bit more better. If that's not the case, then this could be about, trees. Maybe you're in the tree industry planting a lot of seeds, or, planting a lot of trees. Maybe you're in the landscaping teams. But this can also be about nature-based projects. Maybe you're creating some kind of a retreat, out in the nature. So maybe you're creating a housing project which is surrounded by mountains and greens. It could be that. Some of you might be thinking of moving to these areas or spending more time in the nature, which is a good idea with the Empress energy. The more you go out into the nature, walk barefoot on the grass, it'll help you ground your energies, ground your scattered thoughts or your scattered energies even. So further it says, root deep, rise tall, your patience is becoming prosperity. And the last card, for today, Capricorn, you have is a message from Cosmos, and it says playful. Now, this person is wearing rollerblades, is, just having a good time out and about. Definitely not inside the house. It's got to be outside. Further, it says, I go about life playfully and take things like, so it's time for you to just enjoy, pause, enjoy your life. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the process of creation even, Further, it says, I can turn any hard day or heavy burden into a fun adventure. Yeah, because, often when it comes to Capricorn, you are so disciplined with your goals, your ambitions, and how you break your goals down into smaller tasks and achieve it one task at a time. Even rollerblading is not an easy thing, but, when we look at somebody who's rollerblading, it looks like so much fun. So you might be giving off those energies, like, you're working in the background, just like this one energy, this one's feet under the water are working so hard to keep it afloat. But nobody knows about that. So similarly, I feel that, you appear to be very jovial and you're having fun. It might appear that way. Or you actually do, kind of break down the tasks and make it fun for yourself and your team so that it doesn't feel like they are, working on something heavy or something difficult. Further on, it says, why spend time upset when there is so much fun to be had? Yeah, exactly. So be playful. This is about not taking anything too hard, to not, letting anybody derail you or derail your energies. Um, you have the card of the Yogshi, it's the tree spirit about nurturing yourself, about taking care and protecting your energy centers, because our energy centers are the chakras that actually help us to manifest things in the real world. So protecting of your time, your energy, your resources, and are not overworking or overstretching. So enjoy the journey, enjoy the process of creating your legacy while having a lot of fun alongside. So Capricorn, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like and share this with fellow Capricorns. Now moving on to the sign of Aquarius. So the first card for today, Aquarius, you have is the card of Wheel of Fortune. This is Major Arcana. This is the Jupiter in action. Now, Jupiter is the planet of good luck, of for positive movement, expansion, growth, exploring your horizons, even for travel. But it's also a little bit of a slow-moving time because it's a big planet. So it requires some patience and meticulous thinking and, a positive mindset for the actual Wheel of Fortune energy to, play out positively or in favor of us. Because it's a wheel, it goes up, it goes down. So I feel that, and this is how life is, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, sometimes we don't even know, like, where are we? Like, if you make this choice, are we going to go up or are we going to go down? We don't know, especially when we have decisions to make. We don't know which decision, what will be the outcome. So I feel that this is a moment where this energy is encouraging you to take a moment and reflect, take a pause, reflect, self-reflect on things, on situations of the past. Because, you might be feeling a certain type of way, but with the Wheel of Fortune energy here, things are going to change. And, we can't even tell which way it's going to go because it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's the major arcana, we just have to wait and watch. So I feel that there might be things that you are planning or things that you are deciding, but you don't really know what do you want, You're not able to put a finger on it. Like, what is going to be your final decision or what is going to be your final career? Which place do you want to go on? All of those questions, it's going to be different for each one of you. The decision, the thought is going to be different, but I feel that you will have to be patient for for the decisions to be made, for the answers to come. Now, specifically, if it's not your energy, if you are dependent or you're waiting on some kind of response or someone to give you a response, then you have to wait it out, because Wheel of Fortune is not a fast-moving energy, so you will just have to be patient enough to be able to receive when the solution is ready or when the answer or feedback is ready. And the reason why, because the Wheel of Fortune energy moves, but it moves a little slowly, is because we need to think things through. We need to co-create with the universe. It's like when we've been working hard and the cosmos sees it, the universe sees it and needs you happy to manifest your, manifest and give you good outcomes. So I do feel that, you probably need to be fully researched. You need to have some backup plans, everything documented, all the ideas written down, everybody on board, resources aligned, and all of that. I feel that you need to align your resources, and things like that. But waiting is uneasy. We kind of get frustrated, like, what's going on? We want an answer or we want to outcome, want to see how it's going to go. Maybe you're reading on an answer, but a resource to join you, or of a joint mentorship, or just anything in the company. Maybe you've been you wanted to get a promotion, you asked your boss, now you're just waiting on what the answer would be. So I do feel that, it might take a little bit of time because the other person who has to make a decision also needs to think things through. This might not be a small decision, it might be a bigger one. And that's why it might be taking some people a little bit more time to make up their mind to, to make a final decision. And that's what is needed. That's what Jupiterian energy is encouraging us to be very mindful, to be very resourceful, to be very meticulous, look at the details and plan everything one thing at a time, one step at a time, have backup plan. So every angle needs to be thought through really well. Sorry about that noise. So with this Wheel of Fortune, it's just that about being patient. Now, sometimes, we just have to wait for things to work in our favor. Maybe you don't have to make a decision. Maybe you're waiting on something else. Maybe you're waiting for an approval. Maybe you're waiting for a response, Who knows? It'll be different for each one of you, but it's that, things are in the works right now. The final outcome is not ready as yet because if this isn't regarding to a contract, then every person has a right to look at a certain situation from every perspective. And to then come to a final conclusion instead of rushing through the process. They need to understand their thoughts, their mind, their feelings, and completely relate and feel the decision, feel the outcome, or feel like putting in the work or taking the next step. So I do feel that it might get a little bit annoying to you, but just be patient because it might look or it might feel like you've been waiting for such a long time. What's going on? But in actuality, if you see, it might just be a day or 2 or 3 or 4, something like that, which is not too much time passed by. So you need to just calm down. If this energy is keeping you restless about what's going to happen, then you need to not be concerned, not be worried. Because these energies of the Wheel of Fortune are all about, being very thoughtful, being very present, because you might end up making the wrong choices or wrong decisions that might hurt you in the long run. And then later on, when you look back in hindsight, you will regret, like, why didn't you wait for, all the answers or all the facts to become visible to you? These are the narratives we tell ourselves when things start to fall apart or go wrong. So just be patient. The next card you have, Aquarius, is number 44, and it says Heart Drop. So this is a master number 44. That's coming through strong with this energy. Heart drop is not heartbreak. Heart drop is you're dropping the baggage of the heart. It's the softening of the heart. It's, connecting with your heart chakra. It's releasing any, negative sentiments, emotions, any pent-up energy, releasing it, and feeling lighthearted, feeling softer in your heart space. So, with this water energy and all around this, a little bit of ice core, which is, now I feel melting away. Aquarius, your 11th house energy and air, and I feel that you are encouraged with this energy to, come from a heartfelt space, like release the baggage, release the burdens. Further, it says your heart is opening doors your mind could never unlock. Let the love bead. The universe is listening. Yeah, so this is a good time to sort issues, to, bridge, to mend the broken bridges, to, for peace efforts and for a kind of reconciliation, ceasefire. All of those efforts will now, work in your favor, will be more easy, will feel effortless, will feel lighter, will flow through you. So this is about releasing those blocks, those emotions that were pulled, that was solid, that had solidified, So this is like a warming up point of those dead core emotions. It's the melting away, So your heart will feel nice and soft and quick, So sometimes the air energies, the collective air elements will try to avoid connecting with their emotions and feelings because they feel like it puts them in a weaker position. But, feeling and emoting is not weakness by any means. It's actually a superpower if used in the right way. I know you also are ruled by Saturn, just like Capricorn. So it's all about shifting the way you think. It's not about kind of being cold in every situation or just being emotionally detached from people or situation or places. It's not about always being on the guard or feeling detached from every situation. So it's more about connecting, from a heartfelt space. Um, there's a lot of spiritual, retreats and campaigns which are available that you can tap into, um, to feel more, to process your feelings more and in a regulated way. There's a lot of, support that is available, especially if you need. But I feel that you're already, I feel that you're already kind of releasing any pent up energy. You can try drinking a lot of water, warm water. Try to exercise and activate your heart chakra a little bit better. Imagine the green light flowing through your heart chakra. You can also listen to music that helps you with the frequencies that heal the Anahata chakra. And I feel these, frequencies and these energies, relaxing, drinking water, they kind of calm us down. And even using a lot of sage, or you can use some essential oils or some kind of incense, and those energies and the aura of it also helps us to kind of stay more, kind of stay more connected, to heal our hearts so that we stay more in tune with our emotions. And the last card, Aquarius, for today you have is a message from Cosmos. And it says, my own energy. If you see above in the picture, there are two hands coming hand in hand. Further on, it says, I love being there for friends and family while staying true to myself. Yeah, it's about giving and also taking care of yourself, not being detached. It's about connections. Further, it says, I don't let others' energy or mood affect my own. Yeah, because, people, their opinions, their energy, their advice, sometimes their comments, are which most of the time are, unintended, but sometimes it can get to us. Further, it says to help a friend in a hole, I don't need to jump in the hole with them. Simply reach out a hand. It is up to them to do the rest. Yeah. So not overstretching, overbending over backwards. You might have done in the past and got burned. So this is about regulating how much you extend yourself. It's not about pulling away, but it's all about, doing it in finding a middle ground to help people, to being there for people, to listening to them, but not by depleting your own reserves. So Aquarius, those were your messages. If you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like button, and share the messages with fellow Aquarians. Now moving on to the sign of Pisces. So the first card you have, Pisces, is the Queen of Wands. And further it says, what a woman. Okay, so you could be a woman, or this could be an energy around you, Pisces. It could go either ways, because this is a court card, and this could also be a situation. Doesn't have to be a person, but it's a very dynamic situation. If this is a person, this is like a go-getter. It's like they have their eyes on the prize and they know how to get it. This is not an energy to hold back and sit on the sidelines. It's about putting things into motion, getting the job done, and getting the job done with whatever it takes to get the job done. So a very fierce person, very fierce energy, not in a negative way. This is a very kind-hearted, loving person who is very dedicated, who's very loyal as well, who is very protective as well. And I feel that, this is a person who will give it their best, who will give it their own to every situation, whether it's to a person, whether it's to the job, their family, whatever their situation is. They just go all in, they love fiercely, they work fiercely. Everything is like, it's full speed, from the get-go. This fire element is the Queen of Wands is fire element, which is like the Aries, the Sagittarius, these are the fire elements, but it doesn't have to be. It could be somebody who's like, working with this energy, which who could be very creative, who could be highly energetic, very spontaneous, has the energy levels always high, ready to do things impromptu, spontaneously, or even, go the distance. Like they keep plugging away at the job they are assigned, with all their might. They won't give up. So I feel that maybe this is somebody around you who's there, whom you can look up to or whom you can reach out to in case you have any problems, you need solutions, you need a partner in crime, you need somebody to help you out with. This person will always be there to support you. Now, I feel that if this is not about a person or a resource, this could be about your own energy. You probably want to just, be fired up, or you are fired up about a goal that you want to go forward and achieve. And that's a good thing because now you know where to go, what to align, the resources, the skills, the budget, the money, everything. You know how to get 10 resources in order to get full steam ahead. Because you have this in you now. The spirit, the Queen of Wands, is a get-go, a go-better spirit, who knows how to accomplish things, who knows how to get things done. And if you are in this energy, then that's absolutely wonderful because, you are plugging through challenges and people see you, how powerful you are at this point in time. You might be their most valued resource as well. But the only caveat with the Queen of Wands is lack of patience. The Queen of Wands is like, all fired up, going here, there, everywhere. They don't take a moment to rest, pause, think, reassess, and all of that. A little bit of a downside of the Queen of Wands energy. I wouldn't say a negative side, but a little bit of downside. Because, the thing is that they don't have the patience to read it out or to explain things. And sometimes when we're working with a team, people of all skill sets and experiences are working together as part of a team. So if she feels that, this person is not really up to the mark or not getting the job done fast, they might even reassign tasks, and be a little bit brutal about it or straightforward and tell it to their face like, oh, you know what, you're not really ready for this kind of job and you need to upskill a little more or get more trained so that you can get on board with another project. So it's not about offending, it's about being straight and direct so that there is no loss of time or there is no false expectations or false communication. So a little bit direct in terms of communication. Sometimes if it gets difficult for this Queen of Wands energy to find her rhythm, she might get a little bit aggressive too. And that's the negative downside of the Queen of Wands energy. So if this is your energy, Pisces, you have to be very mindful on how you want to deliver the truth to people, how you want to say it out. You can't be rushed, you can't be brutal with your words. You have to be very kind. You can't say things just the way you're feeling it. You have to be a little bit diplomatic in terms of your communication style, especially if you are in this Queen of Wands energy, or you might be hearing it. You might be hearing some kind of cutting words from this Queen of Wands energy if this is an external environment to you or if this is a person. They might be all easy to hang out with and easy to be with and fun to be with and, a great resource. But when it comes to getting the work done, if there are road hurdles and dogs, they will not, buy into any excuses. Then it's not easy to kind of, to sideline them or to give excuses and, to cause delays and then think that this person's still not going to mind it. No, it's going to backfire. If this Queen of Wands is not getting what she wants, then, nothing, no tactics, nothing will work. So that's a little bit downside that she is a team player, but when it becomes a difficult situation, then, you know what I mean. But nevertheless, Queen of Wands energy is great energy to have if, to work through things. It's fun-loving energy, it's a great energy, to hang out with. Most of the people, they cherish this kind of a person. They treasure this kind of a person around them because, they're very supportive. They always stand with you. They will never let you down, But again, if they find that you are, working underhandedly behind their back or going behind their back and doing things underhandedly, then you will be at the receiving end of their fire that they spew out of their mouth. And that's, Queen of Wands is quite popular for doing that. So, she speaks her mind, but I feel that it's the right way to go, especially when, things get in the way or things are underhanded and the Queen of Wands energy finds out about it, then you better run for the mountains. The next card you have, Pisces, is number 45, and it says like a bubble. So the number 4, 5, and 9 are coming through strong with this energy. Now, if you see this person is floating, there's bubbles that are surrounding the head. There's water on the left. There is lava on the right. So this is a balance or in between emotions and fire. And I would say clarity and emotions or head and heart, whatever. This is like the middle ground. So this person's just floating lightly, enjoying the moment, And the bubbles are very temporary. We enjoy it. We love it. We play with it, but we cannot hold on to it. So that's what this energy is all about, not holding to bubbles. Now, the bubbles could be anything in our lives. The cocoon that we create, even social media for that matter, is a bubble. Like we're constantly chatting with people, reading posts, and that's the little bubble that we create. It could be a bubble of your own home, or it could be a bubble of your team that you're working with. Maybe that's a bubble for you. It's going to be different for each one of you. And this energy is asking for you to release the grip, to not hold on too tightly to things. So I feel that it's asking you to stay emotionally connected, but don't drown in your emotions. When things happen, when you have to give or when you have to make decisions, don't let your emotions get the better of you. I also feel that, if you see the bubbles over here, they're moving from an emotional state to the lava state. So there is a movement in this bubble. Bubbles are literally, things that we imagine in our head, the narratives we create. It could be anything. Bubbles would be a little cocoon. The world that we create, it could be illusions and, glittery things could also be the bubbles that we would love to, build castles in. But it's not real. It's not for us. So I feel that for some of you, this can also be like, your perceptions, your ideas, or your bubbles are shifting. There's shifting from a more emotional state to a more logical state. It could be your head and heart are aligning with each other now. The illusions, the perceptions are changing. And you're more connected with reality than just being invested emotionally. So I do feel that you're being very mindful at this point in time. You're not like, you're more like the King of Cups, very balanced in your emotions, very mindful of your time, of your energy. You're not you're more aware of your environment, of your surroundings. So you're not going to hold on to those situations which are not beneficial to you, I feel. And, you're going to kind of distance yourself from those things that are not serving some. And the last card put today, Pisces, you have is a message from Cosmos that says, all is okay. Look at this person. She's, with her hands crossed, she's holding onto her shoulder. She's trying to just, hold herself in her arms and say, all is okay. Further on, it says, all that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love to the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. Absolutely, it's just a summary of what we spoke about, the bubbles, not holding on to it. Not holding on to any emotion, and just knowing that every experience is for our evolution, You're living in an attitude of gratitude, thankful for all the experiences that are coming your way. You're able to explore the wide range of emotions, the spectrum of emotions that the Piscean collective actually has. The depth, the not so depth, every kind of emotion, the happiness, sadness, and everything in between, which is awesome, to not to feed. The good thing is that you're feeling all the emotions, but you're not letting them get the better of you. And that's a very good and balanced state to be in. So Pisces, those were your messages. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like, and share these messages with fellow Pisces. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.